it made more sense to me to have it as a general policy that we could do this so that we don't have to keep bringing it back each time.
Do you feel being park liaison, I'll ask you former,
Thank you.
that having something like that, being able to, as a liaison, represent that position, saying, yes, we will pay your fees with that, do you feel that is a more compelling argument to move things along?
I think it can be. Yeah, I think it can be. I think it can help to make up someone's mind if they're on the fence. It can. Again, we've got one that definitely wants it. We've got another that has certainly hinted. Could we see our way to do that? And I'd like to be able to say yes with certainty right up front. That was my thought. Again, that's why we're deliberating. What are your thoughts?
Well, I understand both sides of the argument. Thinking that an HOA will turn around and not wait for a response to come back, a week or two from a deliberation standpoint.
I'm sure that they will. I'm not saying that they wouldn't. Again, I'm only trying to move that process forward as quickly as possible because it is so painstaking going back and forth. And I mean, it takes months and it goes into years sometimes trying to get agreement to what it is that we're looking for. And so I didn't want it to be held up at the end by now yet another 1 month roadblock to getting them the money that they request. It seemed to me perfectly reasonable that they should not have to dip in their pocket in order to give us an easement.
Yeah, I think from the sound of it, everyone's on board with picking up the legal fees for these particular homeowners associations for their easements. So maybe we can just handle it by consensus. We can take the consensus of the board back to these homeowners associations and your negotiations, and then close a deal and come back and issue a purchase order.
Why would that be different than having a policy?
Because in the future easements, we wouldn't be necessarily, there would be a precedent set, but we wouldn't have you're assuming that this issue will be raised by homeowners associations and property owners in the future.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Well, you're assuming that, but they haven't in the past.
No, they have. Well, actually, I was talking to Mr. McCarthy earlier about this, and to be honest, we've not dealt directly with an HOA per se for a trail in the past.
Well, we have for parks.
It's been a developer. It's always been through a developer.
It's not actually. But we've dealt with the villages of Oak Creek on the pond property. Or park, that's what I said, a park. They didn't, I'm sure they had legal assistance. They were being guided by an attorney of some sort.
Right.
And they weren't of a line to raise that issue.
Well, actually,
now they raised other issues,
right.
And we had a memorandum of understanding with the villages of Oak Creek.
Park's not quite the same, John, though, because we're taking the maintenance of the property off their hands. We all benefit in that way.
My only point is they could have raised the issue of having us pick up the legal fees in the exchange, and they didn't.
They could.
I guess that brings up another point. We're seeing HOAs down the road coming back at us and saying, well, you paid over here. What are you going to reimburse us now?
That's the other
Well,
thing.
yeah, I already thought about that too. This is not meant to be retroactive. That's not the intent, not meant to be retroactive. And secondly, as I said before, we've not actually dealt with an HOA before. It's always been a developer. I tend to doubt that they would come back to us for this amount of money. I tend to doubt it.
But even if not retroactive, what I was also getting at was that maybe we deal with an HOA that has an easement that we obtain, and then down the road they realize that, oh, wait a minute, you guys in the past already paid for a couple HOAs. How can you cover us? That could be obviously something
that would be a problem if we had a policy. Then that could be a problem. If we had a policy allowing us to do it for everyone, as opposed to case by case. I suppose the legitimate, if we did not have a policy, then the legitimate response there would be, well, you didn't ask. I mean, very simply.
So I guess that's the question. benefits of having a policy and what aren't, so maybe it's one thing to think about there.
Okay.
I mean, I guess the question is, are you going to do it in every single case? If you are, then, yeah, I think I agree with the policy is the way to go, and you just go and move forward with that. But if you're looking to only provide the solution
To
if
those
it comes up,
Right.
then having a policy in place could put you in jeopardy down the road.
Yeah. I don't know that I really have a problem doing it for everyone. I don't know that I have a problem with that person.
Up to a certain amount.
Yeah, well, the cap is 7.
Basically just states that this is the maximum we pay.
I don't know, considering what it is that we're trying to obtain from them, I don't know that I have a problem.
Why, let me ask you, why do you feel like these negotiations are being jeopardized over this issue?
Because
Why
they-
would it trip up this deal? I don't understand. That's never, we've had weightier issues
Yeah,
on
yeah.
on these types of negotiations in the past. It's never.
John, I don't know, you'd have to go and talk to them. I'm just telling you what they said on the messenger. And the messenger is telling you that they said that they would not move forward unless they knew that their fees would be reduced. I don't know why.
Okay, let's reimburse their fees. Then I'm for reimbursing their fees so the deal can go through. I guess my point is I don't know why we need a permanent policy. That's.
Maybe to make a suggestion right now that we go ahead and move forward with this particular case, but maybe bring this up again for further discussion, just to see if there's any other, maybe speaking with Ms. Hughes or Scott, finding out other areas what their experiences is.
Okay, you want to table this till next time?
I mean, table discussion of policy, but I would say, if you're feeling that we need to move forward with this particular HOA, then we need to go ahead.
Well, then let's at least get consensus for that.
I think we've got consensus.
All right. Okay, we do? Okay, let the record show that we have consensus to pay an amount not to exceed $750 for legal expenses for the that would be Northpointe Meadows Homeowners Association for their legal fees. Let the record so reflect that. Okay, with that, hold on. The Northpointe Meadows Homeowners Association, Inc. Okay, all right, very good, thank you, sir. We also have, I need to bring this up, Mr. McCarthy just reminded me. I also mentioned to you that the other association had hinted at wanting, they had hinted, they had not come right out and asked for the reimbursement, but they keep reminding me about their legal fees. So,
What are your feelings in that?
my feeling is we should go ahead and do that. That's my feeling. It's not a formal request. They didn't say they would hold it up because of it, but they have hinted. Now,
It's
more than
been
once.
very long process and a lot of work involved.
Yes, the answer is yes. Yeah. You remember, this is with the Villages of Oak Creek, and goes back quite some time. We've been negotiating with them for an easement as well.
Is there anything right now that's holding this over? I know there's still a process of getting a few things done.
There's some legal review that needs to take place on their end still, but you know, I would like at least that you would have the authority, or I would have the authority to make that over up to $750. Okay, so let me just put that forth, okay? So can we get consensus on making the same offer to Villages of Oak Creek? Villages of Oak Creek Homeowners Association, Inc. Thank you. Okay. The question is, should we make the same offer? Can we make the same offer to the Villages of Oak Creek? And again, they've not asked for it directly. They've simply hinted about it on multiple occasions.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Then do we have consensus to go ahead and offer up to $750 to cover the legal expenses connected with one or more easements that we're trying to gain from Villages of Oak Creek Homeowners Association, Inc.
Consensus?
Okay, done. Thank you. And with that